Anywhere, that's anytime, you can still get pills. I'm aiming for weeks, so I'm aiming to kill. Set up in the men's, don't give a fuck, you can still get drilled. All I wanna do is crush that porn. My niggas them told me make peace, we go to war. I said fuck that, I wanna drill 9, then drill some more. Smoke my man in the face, yeah that point got scored. Couldn't give a toss about law, niggas no CP. More time if it was done by the 7, it was done by me. I ride for my G's, put my heart on the streets. So if you see me, that's not my teeth. So chat tough and I'm spinning round. Ask the ops how that spinner sounds. When I spin the bangs, try and know that's a nigga down. And where I'm from, we always know to keep things around. All the risks that the team be taking. That's why my nigga Nero's money.
So to you all, you're good.
Yay, yay.
Good. Salute watcher.
Yep.
Stormy, if you want to get on, mate, you're more than welcome. Just let me know. Same to you, Black Star. Salute to you. Straight Fighter, salute. Who else in the chat? Rob Sportsman Lee, Mark Wonderlet, salute to you. And Ricky, salute to you. Right. I want to kick off then, talking about, if you want to, quickly, we can, before I go to the main subject, you can talk about what's happened over the last few days of boxing, about bloody Manny Pacquiao getting stripped of his title to make this exhibition fight with Ryan Garcia. What are your thoughts on that?
You want to go, Watcher?
He's a fraud.
He's a fraud.
No, he didn't want it in the first place. But, you know, I actually would have him rather just retired. And maybe he'll do that. Who knows? Maybe at the last second he'll just say he'll retire. You know, I have more respect for him if he did that. But no, he wants to do this. From what we're hearing, nothing's set in stone, but I guess the WBA did something right. They stripped him, and I mean, this just drives me. How does it make sense to get in the ring with Errol Spence after he beats Mikey, and then all this time later say Errol is slow, Errol is this, Errol is that, and then you go and fight Ryan, who's actually quicker, you know? Fraud. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, me personally, I think fraud's a bit harsh, but Drew Titan hit the nail on the head today. How the fuck can you have? If I've missed anyone else in the chat, salute to you. Drew Titan hit the nail on the head today, like you said. How can you have an exhibition fighter for two fighters what's still active? Aren't exhibition fights supposed to be for the old boys who have retired?
I mean, yeah, I remember Ali. He did some exhibition matches.
What's still active?
Near the I forgot when, but I know he did some. He might have done them after, or I don't think he would have done them after though, because of his Parkinson's. So yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just, you know, this is just another way. This is really about Ryan getting that superstar status, you know, passing of the torch, even though it's an exhibition, so it's not even a real fight.
Yeah.
So this is just ridiculous.
I think with the exhibitions, I don't know too much for them, but I'm just guessing that those will be used for some things that's like that the sanctioning bodies won't pick up on. You know what I'm saying? And the way I put it is that, well, Ryan Garcia, he reneged on that and said that this is not an exhibition match recently on Twitter. But it's a little bit too late, because I said on somebody else's channel the other day, it's like, I just let them have the fight. And then the day of, I petition it. I went petitioning right now. But then, so they can't do something like this they're doing right now. And they're already trying to come up with reasoning behind not stripping this guy from his title, I mean, he should be stripped. I mean, you ain't fought in a year right now, Manny Pacquiao. Not only that, you're talking about having an exhibition match. By the time that exhibition match was going to happen, you're going to be probably past your 15 months anyways. And, you know, it's not fair to other people, other boxers out here. It's not fair to the fans. If you want to have an exhibition match, you can do that on your own fucking free time. And, you know, in between your actual sanctioned match with these sanctioned bodies. It's all up. It's at the end of the day, it's like what do people expect? I mean, Manny Pacquiao hasn't been doing anything much. I mean, look at the Keith Thurman he fought. Like nobody was, you know, clamming really for that fight at that time because Keith Thurman didn't have a good comeback fight. He looked at fucking exhausted. He looked beat up after the fight and stuff like that. So he fights this Pacquiao guy, loses. You know, wasn't too much of it to say, but my whole thing is with this whole thing, that's what the fuck they got. They thought they were doing too much. They put this Ryan Garcia guy in there, and this Ryan Garcia guy gets to leapfrog everybody else. Terrence Crawford, Earl, anybody else that wanted to Pacquiao fight, he got to leapfrog everybody.
Exactly, Mike.
And Pacquiao, Triple G, Canelo keep getting to choose their opponents.
Yeah, that's bang on. That is Mike.
And if Ryan Garcia was to happen to beat Pacquiao, he'd be the next guy to get to choose his opponents too. And Marcelo Silliman and all these other cats, they wouldn't have been minded to make him a franchise tag in the future if he could happen to get that WBC belt. But he was going to be in that same predicament, being just like Triple G and the rest of these guys, being able to choose who their opponents are.
Yeah, that's a good point, that Mike. Well, yeah, like you say, okay, Ty, no worries, bro. I've said it to you anyway. Ricky's put, if Ryan's not going to fight the top guys in his division, I would like to see Ryan versus Rolly. Is that Romero? Romero, whatever. I can't. Dumb as fuck me. Salute to you, Dre Finest. I don't know who took your wrench, bro, but I've just given it you back. DT, salute to you. And Andrew Charles, someone took your wrench. I've just given it you back. Ah, here he is, the homie. Jay Cooley, salute to you, bro. Much love and respect to you. Right, I want to get on then to that, Mike, because you've hit a good point there, bro. These, like you say, people like Errol Spence Jr., Bud Crawford, even people like Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman deserve a shot at Manny Pacquiao because they're in his weight division, former champions and champions. And then along comes this kid from out of nowhere, like you say, and leapfrogs all of them. And there's killers in his division, as in Lopez, Devin Haney, even Lomachenko and Tank Davies. And he's going to fight. He's, like you say, he's leapfrogged him, and he's going to fight Pacquiao. Now, at what weight will they fight at, Mike? Will it be 140 or 147?
I don't know. And you know what to tell you? I'm not going to watch it.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm not paying for that shit. No way.
No matter what weight they fight at, the shit, as soon as they said exhibition match, and then they say, no, that's not what we meant. Right. And Ryan Garcia, I mean, none of them are fighting who we want them to fight. Yeah, it's a good fight for Ryan Garcia.
Facts.
But it's a good fight for him to fight an old ass Pacquiao. But Pacquiao's going to fucking kill him.
Yeah, for real.
Pacquiao's going to put this dude in this place, and then he's going to turn around and try to fight a Devin Haney, a Gary Russell, or something like that.
Yeah,
I brought back my word. He's going to fucking lose. Say again?
Saying there's another one. Forgot Gary Russell Jr. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to fucking lose. He's going to lose, and he's going to come back grappling for a shot at another title against one of these killers. Because just like everybody else know, Manny Pacquiao surrounded by killers, Canelo surrounded by killers, Ryan Garcia surrounded by killers.
Facts.
And they don't want to fight nobody. Triple G
Facts.
surrounded by killers. They don't want to fight none of these. They that's the reason why people want to talk about Wilder and Protection Squad. Shit, fucking Canelo gets with Matchroom Boxing and tells fucking Edward Hearn to keep these niggas away from him.
Yeah, well, it is, Mike. You're right there, bro. I mean, I've got nothing against Ryan Garcia or anything, and I was very impressed with him over his win against Luke Campbell, because I didn't think he was. I thought he might win because of the speed and the youth and the power, but I had Luke to win that fight because of his experience. So when he beat Luke Campbell, I thought, yeah, you know, kid looks okay, but to go and do that, man, you know, you don't sit up on social media calling out these fighters. I'll salute to you, Bruce Goes. You don't. Yeah, no worries, Dre. You're welcome anytime, bro. I hope you recovered well after COVID and then you're safe in that, brother. Yeah, I don't understand. Well, I do understand because it's all for money. But like you say, Matt, they've got killers in their own division, and they're not willing to fight them. You don't beat Luke Campbell and then call out fucking Devin Haney and Tank Davis, and then you just straight duck him. He's never got. I'm not saying he won't fight him, but at this moment in time, it's hard to believe. And this is what boxing just pisses me off, man. When we pull out stumps like this, it's frustrating enough as it is. But when you're getting stiff stuff like this, it's just pure bullshit. Pure bullshit. And I'm glad the WBA stripped him. And I mean, I just seen Rob Sportsman Lee did a good video talking about, was it the World Boxing News is saying something? I was in the shower, so I was listening to it whilst I was in the shower, but I heard something about saying they're not going to recognise the WBA belt or something for. I think that's what Rob was saying for what they'd done to Pacquiao by stripping him. I mean, come on, man, fucking hell, the guy's been inactive since 2019. You know,
that's crazy. I mean, I haven't seen it, man, but I need to see that.
Yeah, something like that. I could be wrong. I think Rob was in the chat earlier. But like I say, bro, yeah, that could be a rough ride. I think he's talking to someone else. Yeah, that's just pure bullshit, man. I mean, excuse me. You've got Tank Davis, who's a fantastic fighter. You've got Devin Haney, who's a fantastic fighter. Teofimo Lopez, great fighter. Should be fighting them. What's Jay Cooley put? He's put at least that conversation we had at the barber shop over my homies out. Oh, I think he's talking to someone else. Salute Mickey Dub. He's put boxing pisses me off. Loz, you mate, you and me both. Yeah, salute to you, brother. Yeah, you're right there. They don't want black fighters to get an opportunity to be undisputed. Yeah, that's true. That's true because, I mean, you only have to look at it. I mean, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Yeah.
You said Rob made a video earlier. That's what you said?
Yeah, Rob Sportsman Lee.
Yeah. The WBN did say that. They said they boldly not recognizing the WBA. I didn't read. I didn't. Let me see. It says something like WBA has super and regular straps. The later of which WBN declassified in May 2019, which meant over 70 boxers called themselves a world champion. As boxing moves on, whatever. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Why did you do this?
Yeah,
it doesn't. I don't think it says why. It just says, but it doesn't say why. But nonetheless, we all know what just happened, and we all know what just happened, and that's Pacquiao. I think they're doing boxing a disservice. And I think what they need to do is really say that and be real, because Ryan Garcia is going to get his ass fucking toe up. He's still
for
green.
real.
He's
Man.
still green. He's not a polished fighter. He's not a seasoned fighter, and be getting up in there with Manny Pacquiao. Now, if that's what his people think that he could do, then I guess that's what he could do. But he's going to get fucking killed for the money.
Yeah,
and who else Oscar's going to have?
And lose his O as well, Mike, when he doesn't need to. He's, you know, if you're gonna lose your O, man, go and lose it to someone in your own division. You've worked your way up into a mandatory spot to fight Devin Haney, and then you call him out, and then you just totally by-shot him, go straight round the outside of him. That's just bullshit, that is, man. I see these purpose and the franchise belts BS. It's not a belt, and it's not a belt, but made it a belt. The W, yeah, exactly, Dre. Fine, exactly. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
What do you say?
That is fucking bang on. That is. Send Blackstar this link. That's bang on. That is, Dre.
Nah, see, that's the thing is, like, the WBC, they want you to use your imagination. You know, like if it was back in the days when Mr. Rogers was telling you a motherfucking story.
Or just go on, Mike. Go on. I can put it in the chat. Go on, bro. Sorry.
Or if this is motherfucking Reading Rainbow, you know, this is just me. Whoever's on the top of the hill in the division is the champion. You know what I'm saying? And whoever you see at the top of the WBC in any weight division, when franchise is inserted, that's who the champion is. You know, that's who your champion is, or whatever the case may be. Because that franchise thing is whatever WBC makes up on the fly. If the WBC believes that Teofimo is the franchise champion, I mean, is the true champion, that's their prerogative. Now, if you think that Devin Haney is the champion, that's your motherfucking prerogative. But the main thing about it all is, at the end of the day, if you're going to tell me that Teofimo is the franchise champion, but the franchise champion, which I should use my imagination with, is non-transferable, and you say that the franchise champion is for elite boxers who have given the sport of boxing so much shit, then how does Teofimo Lopez add up?
Yeah.
It's only one thing. They don't want certain people. They don't want. It's like they don't want PBC fighters, black fighters. I don't know what it is, but they don't want certain people champion.
Well, I can't disagree with you, Mike. You're right, mate. So salute. Watcher, what have you got to say, bro?
I'm not giving that any more talk. You know, that's just a mess. That's trash on that situation.
That's fair enough. Yeah. And one more thing, Loves. Why isn't a lot of these why isn't these boxers talking about this shit? Like, the NFL has something called like a players association, right? And they got a head dude there that they vote on to talk amongst themselves with the league. Like, why are these boxers not getting together and say fucking enough is enough?
Yeah. I've just sent it, Black. Yeah, exactly. What's Brotherhood put? Salute to you, Brotherhood. But 168 is one of the weakest divisions in boxing. Excuse me. There is no best at 168. Well, I don't know. I'll get onto that in a bit. That's good. That's a good question. Me, Reggie. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you, Reggie. If you want to jump on, you're more than welcome. You know that, Reg. or anyone who's in the chat. Mickey's put boxing is in a right state with all this COVID going on. All of the boxing councils, the TV channels, the promoters are all trying to make cash, but it's not happening with the virus still out there. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Mickey Dub, I mean, I'm going a little bit off subject here, but boxing at the moment is right. Yeah, you're right. It is in a mess. I mean, you've got promoters. When I was younger, when I was watching boxing, you've got promoters now who are running the show. They're telling the boxers who to fight. They're guiding the fighters' careers. It's same over here with football. With like, just say for instance, we got like Chelsea's owner, Roman Abramovich. He's telling the chairman what to do, who to sack players and bring in players. That's not your fucking job. Your job is to look after the club, with the welfare, the finances of the club, and things like that. You don't get involved in the team play and the manager and who the manager's bringing in. It's just bullshit. Yeah, all right, Reg, no worries. But yeah, no worries, Reg. But going back to Mike, yeah, it's just quickly because I want to switch to the subject now. But yeah, going back to this is just straight BS, man. You know what I mean? I mean, you've got Teofimo Lopez, who I think's a fantastic fighter. He doesn't want to seem to want any smoke with Devin Haney. He, like I say, we've all been down this road. He's bullshitting, saying that his dad bullshitting, saying that he didn't ask for $10 million off Fast Eddie when he was purely. There's a video of him doing it. I've seen it myself. So you know, you got Ryan Garcia who's playing this bullshit tactics, going to fight an old ass Pacquiao when you've got fighters like Bud Crawford and Errol Spence who should be fighting him because they want his belt. They want the belt so that they can unify if them two ever do unify. But they want that. They wanted that belt, and they want the they want the money as well. Not this fucking young kid. But anyway, yeah. Let's get off that now. Right, Mike. Let's talk and watch it. Let's talk about the subject and let's talk about the super middleweight division because to me it's very stale and it has been for some time. Same with the middleweights. I think they're both a lot of boxing welterweights stale at the moment. What do you think of this fight if this fight is made? Because over here, whether it's true or not, I don't know, Mike, but I looked on TalkSport yesterday morning and they've come out and said that the Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders fight is a done deal. But they're just waiting on a venue and a date to be set. But there is 2 dates what have been thrown in the mix. The 1st of May and the 8th of May. I mean, if you think about it, Mike, this fight was always going to happen. Certainly when I didn't think it was always going to happen, but what I'm saying is when Fast Eddie signed Canelo on a 2-fight basis, it was obvious that he was going to fight fucking Billy Joe Saunders.
You there, Laws? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Billy can get him, but pre-nasal spray, it was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But now it's like, this guy is questioning himself and why he's still boxing and stuff like that. And, this fight right here it should be motivation for him because it bodies a lot of money, which that's what he wants. That's why he said he's fighting.
Yeah.
Not only that, it brings more money. Another champion to the UK. So if I was him, I would just look at Canelo's last 3, 4, 5 fights and take stuff from people and see what worked and what didn't work. What doesn't Canelo like? How can I get this guy from thinking he could do what he want to do? How can I exploit this high-fast Philly shuffle that he likes to do? You know what I'm saying? And I think Billy can get it. It's just going to be how hard does he want it? How hard does he want to win? You know?
Yeah.
And he can't come up in there. I mean, if I was him, I'll leave the auxiliary, the nasal spray alone, and just work real hard. Start working right now, man, because Canelo don't get tired.
Yeah. Now you see, Mike. Yeah, I disagree with you there. I think Canelo beats him. I never would have done a few years back, Mike. I thought Billy, when he fought David Lemieux, I thought that was the best chance that Billy Joe Saunders would have been. That Billy Joe Saunders, I thought, yeah, would beat him. But I think for me, he's been too inactive. He hasn't been fighting the best opponents himself. And I think he's going to be fighting a Canelo who's been very inactive. And I just see, I don't know, because Billy did make I remember listening to one of his interviews a while back, and he was saying, well, why didn't you make this fight? I forgot. It was on a very small channel, a UK channel. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember it wasn't a big channel. And he said, well, for me to fight for me to fight Canelo, he was saying, I need a 3-4 month training camp. I don't want that BS of like 5 or 6 weeks like Callum Smith did. He says, I need, to be in tip-top shape for him. But even with that, I think Canelo, I just think Canelo will smash him now. The brother has put, some people really believe in that nasal spray, lol. Benavidez is the boogeyman of that in that division. Well, I'm going to come to that. I'm going to come to that. Salute to you anyway. I think I should say Gutierrez. I think that's your name. Salute to you. But yeah, me, Mike, I think Canelo would smash Billy Joe Saunders now. I just think. Hey.
You do know I didn't say who was going to win. I just said that.
No, I know. I know. Yeah. Well, sorry, my bad. Then I just think Billy's been too inactive for me, whereas Canelo hasn't. I know he's been jumping up and down the divisions like Super Mario, but he's still been active. What are your thoughts, bro? Because then I'm going to get to what this other guy's just said. I'm going to speak about these other fighters.
Canelo and Billy?
Yeah, if this fight is made.
I'm with you on that, because I actually thought, this is with a lot of fighters as well, that years ago they would have had a better chance. But, Billy has too many. Billy's got a lot of problems outside the ring as well. Yeah. And I reckon for the past, since 2018, he hasn't really looked good at all. I mean, if you look at who he fought that European guy in the UK. He got rocked in that fight. Okay, he was stumbling all over the place. Then he fought that Hispanic dude on the undercard of that YouTube fight, and he was losing that fight. He was struggling. He was gassing, and he managed to pull the knockout off. But it wasn't a good outing. Martin Murray fight, he did what he had to do to win. He moved and boxed, but
he still looked a bit gassed in that fight, though. Don't you think?
There's a reason. Like, he's like, I want to stay at super middleweight because cutting down any less to 160, that's too much for him. I think he's weak to the body, and we know Canelo will tear you to shreds. I mean, he will absolutely rip you apart to the body. Billy does not have the better movement of a Mayweather or an Erislandy Lara. And, Canelo's not just going to accept that movement like David Lemieux did. Lemieux pretty much quit. He kind of just...
he got frustrated, didn't he, because he couldn't catch him.
Yeah, he couldn't. He got that demoralized that he just couldn't do it. And Canelo has a good enough defense to stop those straight punches from coming through. And look, Callum, Smith, he took the fight on late notice, and I don't see why Billy couldn't have. You know, I feel like he could have, but I think Canelo beats him. I think he stops him.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like I
can
said,
agree with.
a few years ago, I would have actually probably said Billy might get a decision, a split decision. Not now.
Yeah, I agree. And so, right, he's a good fighter, Dre. Right, so we talk about them because I'm going to come back to them, but I want to go to before I get to Benavidez. Then I'm gonna go if I can find it. I'm gonna go and talk about Bennett. Fucking, I'm all over the show, me here. Organised as fucking anything. Right, so I'm going to talk about Benavidez then and Charlo if he comes up, because apparently I've heard a rumor, whether or not it's true. I mean, I know it's just talk, but Charlo and Benavidez are having a bit of a get to, and I think I think I heard someone say he's on about moving up. Now, that's a fucking good fight if that's made. What do you think?
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a
great fight if that's made.
Man, that one is going to be ridiculous. I mean, I think a lot of that fight is going to be fought on the inside.
Yeah.
At first, it will start, and in my opinion, you know, how I see it playing out. Ooh, it's one of those fights where I can't just immediately say who wins.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, Charlo, he's a big dude, you know, and I know Benavidez is bigger, but, you know, you're fighting at a different weight. You got to be carrying a little bit more. You probably have a bit more on your, you know, a little bit more on your punches, maybe a bit more heavy. I think the left hook to the body, that left hook that Charlo throws, that's the money shot, I reckon, because Benavidez, he's got a good high guard, but sometimes he doesn't completely tuck in. And you know, Jamal, he has that skill to kind of just get it right in there. That's a great fight, I reckon. And they both seem keen to want it. I think it's good for Jamal because if he gets a win over someone like that, I mean, you know, that will send a message through the division because you got to understand Canelo, he's running up, you know, trying to get away from Jamal. And Canelo, he don't want Benavidez. He's not. He's acting like he don't exist, you know, because I'm like he's heard him call him out, you know, and he don't want that. But Jamal wants it, from what it seems. So that's a great one for me. I like that one.
Yeah, me too. Now you see, I'll bring Tyrone and Mike in a minute because I want to go through this. I mean, you've got Caleb Plant, right, fighting tonight. He's fighting Caleb Truax. Now, I can't speak enough on Caleb Plant because I've only seen 2 of his fights. I should have watched more today. I was going to watch more today, but I've been running around like an idiot today. But I saw him against the Uskatagi fight, and I saw him against that Vincent Vigan Butts or Poots, whatever he's called. And I watched a little bit of it last night after before I made my video. And I like Caleb Plant. I think he's got a great jab. I think he's got pretty okay defensive work. And he mixes his combinations up very good. But when he fought that Vincent Vigan Butts or whatever his name is, he was very just one-sided fight. He was just a come forward fighter looking for the knockout because he had not a bad knockout. I think he'd lost 2 fights, but he'd knocked everyone else out who he'd fought. And I want to see more from Caleb Plant. I want to see more. I think Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders to me is a good fight. That's a good fight. I quite fancy that fight more than the Canelo Billy Joe Saunders because I think I don't know. Go on, Ty. Salute to you, bro? What have you got to say?
What's going on?
We're just talking about the super middleweights.
Hmm.
Like, who do you think's the best? Because Demetrius Andrade, he's on about. There's talk of him moving up as well. So if they move up, you're gonna have Demetrius Andrade. You've got Caleb Plant. That's what I'm saying. It's a stale league. They all need to fight each other. You know, Canelo. Who do you think's the best, or whatever? You know, just mixing it up.
Super middleweight. It's just a name. It's a whole bunch of names with not a lot of action. They're just there, doing their own thing. Like tonight is a mismatch. Plus 1400.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the little heavyweight fight before that, but as far as super middleweight, Benavidez can fight. I always am careful of skinny fat guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to change his diet or something. He could probably do a recomp, change his body up. Who else? They're trying to make the Charlo fight, or they want to make a Charlo fight, supposedly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Tyrone. These fighters need to be fighting each other.
Caleb Plant and David and Benavidez could have fought each other a while back. Probably a year ago or 2 years ago, they could have fought.
Who do you think's the best in that division? Just say, for instance, if Charlo and Andrade, all right, just don't even mention them at the moment. Who do you think's the best in that division at the moment? Your honest opinion. I think my honest opinion, I think Canelo's the best in that division.
Yeah, but I want to see Canelo go back to 160. I don't like all this jumping around. I want him to go back to 160.
Yeah, because he's got unfinished business there.
Right.
But I think
at 168 have to figure it out. I mean, Caleb Plant, I've already told you my opinions on Caleb Plant.
Yeah.
3 guys in a row now who aren't really all that. Like, people talk about getting the fights, but you have to show we need a result.
Facts.
We need the fights to happen. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel if it wasn't for us, unless you can use decafs to your advantage.
Decafs.
You know, like, what was it? It's an exhibition with and Garcia. I mean, talk about mobilizing and weaponizing the decafs, the casuals, against other people. Like, Ryan Garcia does not blow your hair back anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there are tons of guys who look like him. I look just as good as he does if I dress up and get lip fillers and everything like that. Why am I not bigger than I am?
Yeah.
Maybe you should get some lip fillers.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know. He's so average to me. I don't get the drive here. I don't get the push. He doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Benavidez wasted 2 years of his. He lost his belt on himself. He knew that if he were to lose it on something like that, they would take it away from him. So why does he put himself in that position? What has he done to make it so that he doesn't have to take the game that seriously? If he doesn't want to do boxing, he doesn't have to do boxing. There are plenty of other careers he could do.
That's what I'm saying, Tyrone. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because he's a good fighter, but it seems like he's not interested. Pep, if you want a link, bro, you're more than welcome. I'm going to let you chop it up. But, yeah, that's what I mean. It's frustrating because Benavidez is a great fighter. And Benavidez is probably, like that guy said before, is probably the boogeyman of that division. The Brotherhoods, but Benavidez is very young. How old is he?
I know how young he is. He's a year older than I am. I know, or 2 years. He's 2 years older than. Is he 20? Let me check. I think he's 2 years older than I am.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean anything. Or no. Once you're a champion, you should be fighting the top contenders regardless. Like, the problem is these days, we use the eye test because the fights that we want to see don't happen. we just call people good fighters from the bums that they beat up. But the problem is like it doesn't. Yeah, 24 is. I mean, you're right there. Like, why do we have to wait till 30 before you fight somebody serious, or 31 or 32?
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah,
I said
Drake,
the same kind of thing a long time ago when folks was trying to give somebody else, or when somebody was trying to give somebody else that excuse. It wasn't none of us.
Dubois.
And I was just like, huh?
Was it Dubois?
Yeah. I was like, the motherfucker got a belt. Like, why do you got a belt for? Like,
I remember you saying that he has a belt. It's time that
like you should never take it.
that doesn't matter if you're 2.
Say again?
Once you get a belt or something like that, and you have the responsibilities of a champ, it doesn't matter if you're 2.
Yeah,
You have
get
to
your ass
fight
knocked
them.
out.
facts.
Yeah, get your ass, get your little ass in the ring.
Right.
Well,
Put down that titty.
that's what I'm hoping. If this fight with Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders is made, then he's going to have 3 titles. So the only one left to fight is Caleb Plant.
Yeah, but I think they'll make that fight because I think they think that that's an easy fight. I mean, and you guys kind of said it, and we talked about it a couple of days ago. But like, you know, he hasn't like what is it? What is the significance of his opponents? Like, and not only that is like, have we seen everything that Caleb Plant can do? Like, we haven't seen how good he is yet.
Exactly.
Look at his opponents. I mean, yeah, he does look good in the ring and shit like that, but shit, anything look good on paper.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
They tried to sell this fight too, which is crazy to me. Like, I saw a video, it was on my recommended. They tried to bring up a tweet from 2016 and tried to sell this Plant Truax fight on that. It's like, I don't know why people just don't have a problem with calling this a showcase fight. This is a bum bash. It is his in a row.
Well, you know, for Caleb to even talk about it that way, because remember, in that video, in multiple videos, he's talking about, oh, you know, he said that, he better mean what he says. Yeah, don't take it personal, dude. This ain't the sport for personal.
He's not taking it personal. Okay? None of these guys are taking it personal. They just take it personal in front of the camera. They have to move this fight. That weigh-in, there was nobody there.
Yeah. True.
There will be nobody there.
Truax. Yeah, it's a tough former champ. Yeah, I agree, bro, Fred.
We'll see.
But I think he's past it, me.
He is past it. He is over.
Well
no,
past
it's like one of the things is like, you know, that we keep running into. Like the former championship like stuff, that's nice. But like then you got to think about when did that happen and who it was against. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, damn near anybody could be a champion in some of these weight divisions. Because unless you got a Canelo lurking around, you know what I'm saying? Because some of these weight divisions ain't nobody in there. Ain't enough eyeballs and fans even watching it.
Yeah, but
like anybody watching these cats at 120? Go ahead.
I'm just saying, but there is in that division though. There's some.
No, I'm saying is anybody really watching it?
Oh right, yeah.
Ain't nobody really paying attention to these little bitty horse jockeys.
Not really.
See, hey, salute to you, Laws. Good. Glad you gave me the link there, good brother. It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro.
Yes, indeed. Salute to you. Salute to the watcher, Mike and Tyrone. Good brothers.
Salute, man. Good to have you on.
Hey, man. I hope everybody's ready for Canelo's farewell tour. This is Canelo's farewell tour right here, guys. He's going to fight these 3 fights. He's going to get undisputed, and then he's going to tell everybody there's nothing else left for me to do. I'm done, and I'm going to retire now. And we'll never get him in Charlo because now he's trapped. After he does that, what's the next move he's going to make? He's not going to 175 because then them killers up there he's afraid of. He's not coming down 160. He's scared of them killers down there as well. So he's stuck. You know, they say he can't get down to 154. He said, you know, he's too big, you know. But if you're not going to, if you don't have another way to move, there's only one way to go, but out. And I believe that's where he's going with it. But because he looked up at 160, and he said he wanted to be undisputed there. And as soon as Charlo applied pressure, he buckled and gave that up and aborted the mission. And now he goes to 168, where he says, okay, Benavidez lost it. Okay, he's out of the way. These other guys, I can beat these guys. He's taking a little chance with Plant, but Plant ain't really proved himself. That's why he gets confident. So he figured I go through. He already made 2 of the fights. They lined right up perfectly. So he gonna go ahead and knock off his sparring partner, Yildirim, knock him out of it. Easy work, easy check. Billy Ho ain't look good in three or four fights.
Billy Ho.
So he gonna walk on through him, and he been dodging an ass whooping anyway because he been running from Andre. And then it's gonna come down to him and Caleb Plant, and then that's the one fight he take a risk on. But then that's gonna be his farewell fight, because if he wins that, then it's done. My accomplished. I'm out of there, because he's a super duck, man. He's a super duck, and I can't call the guy great. And then him retiring like that. But the good news is I do like David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo talking about getting together, and I hope that happens, man. If that happens, everything is going to be rejuvenated, and the whole 168 is going to be resurrected, because now we're going to have something that's going to draw attention in it, and that's going to be a 2 or 3 fight war right there between the two guys. And I like both guys. I'm torn between the two. I can see it going either way, but I have to lean towards Charlo because I know a little bit more about him. He's a little more proven. But David Benavidez got the skills, and getting in there against him, we'll really see a lot more about him in that fight as well. So, we could be witnessing the birth of him. I mean, maybe he hasn't even touched we haven't seen what his ceiling looks like, because we haven't seen him against that certain type of competition. Him and Caleb Plant been trying to do it for a minute, but, for whatever reason, things been going crazy and stalling. And then he finally, lost it because it was supposed to be next. So I guess you got to really blame him for that, because he came in heavy that last fight and lost it, because that was supposed to be the next fight up. But these two guys coming together is a mega fight. It's huge, man. And man, I'm hoping I'm excited about that. So hey.
Yeah, me too, Black. I think that's a great fight, that, bro. If it's made. But that's what I mean, even if I hope Andrade comes up, because as much as Demetrius Andrade, fucking, to me, great fighter, but he's fucking frustrating as fuck to me. He pisses me off. He pisses me off because he is a great talent. I mean, I remember the days of him turning up at Charlo's press conferences and saying to Charlo's, "You're ducking me," and all this. That, to be fair, that was where I very first heard of Charlo's, after I watched a few of his videos, gate crashing Charlo press conferences. I'd never heard of the Charlos. And then obviously I watched the Charlos and I found out who they were, and I found out that they're cracking fighters, both of them. But I mean, Demetrius Andrade, I want him to go up to super middleweight and fight fucking Billy Joe Saunders, because I feel that Billy Joe Saunders ducked him.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, people might think I'm talking shit, but okay, he got popped for a nasal spray, whatever. Why did you not go and fight Andre after Andrade got given the belt? Well, he fought for a vacant belt, didn't he? Why did you not go and fight him?
Exactly.
And I seen a video on IFL TV that Billy Joe said, I can make 160, no problem. I could go back down and go up to 168. So if that's right, why have you not gone back down to 160 and go fight Demetrius Andrade?
Because he's lying.
Scared, man. See, and that's the problem in boxing right now, and that's one reason why I'm happy what happened to Pacquiao happened, because we got a lot of action being clogged up because these guys are inactive. But you got to blame the guys who sit there and allow it to go down too, because Andrade got to blame himself, because if you wanted Billy Joe Saunders, you need to go get him. Go get him. Man. Don't sit like when he called Canelo's last fight. You've been calling out Canelo. Canelo's in the ring fighting the guy. You're not even 20 feet away, but you want to get this guy attention. You want the crowd and everybody on your side to force him to get in the fight with you, to make everybody interested in the fight, since they say they're not, and you so boring. Yeah, well, go do something exciting.
Exactly.
Excite the whole crowd. Walk up in the ring, go up to him, and slap the shit out of him in front of everybody, and see what happens. I mean, you can't just sit back, man, because he's getting older. And like you say, I feel just like you, Lowe's. I don't know what to think of him, man. I mean, I seen talent there, but if you're just gonna sit there and let you rot away, that's your own fault, man. That's your own fault, and that's shameful, man. I wish better that for him, but he resigned, so.
I totally agree with you, Blackstar. Totally agree with you. Because I mean, I remember watching. I watched Andrade years back. I remember that was fucking hilarious when was it Eddie Hearn? I can't remember. There was a British guy over here called Brian Rhodes. He was from Blackpool, not far from me, about 100 miles from where I live. And he'd had a few all right fights over here, and he was like, "Yeah, he's ready for a world contender." And fucking they sent him over to America to go fight Demetrius Andrade, and I was like, when I seen this fight made, I thought,
Who, Brian?
Oh my God, yeah, there's Brian Rose.
Yeah,
you're gonna get fucking annihilated.
And he did.
Then he just Andrade absolutely fucking smashed him up. He was pretty tight because he split all the top of his nose and he made it right.
He beat that Irish dude as well in Miami. The Irish dude.
Yeah, I know. I saw
that. And he's like, you're a fraud. I'm gonna beat you up, and all that good talk. The Irish, they like to talk, but when they get in that ring, I mean, he looked asleep in the first round. I mean, it should have been stopped there. To be fair,
Liam
what Blackstar was saying as well. Jamal Charlo should be doing the same thing.
Yeah,
you ain't going through Houston, Texas, without seeing me. You ain't doing it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's frustrating because he should be. That's what I'm saying. Them two should be in that division. They should just fucking chuck them belts away. Well, not chuck them away, but just go up, man. Just go up to 168. That 168 division needs a clean out. It's stale. It's stale as fuck.
Yeah.
Like say, you got David Benavidez, who's just is great talent. Probably could clear that division out himself if he wanted to, but he's just too busy fucking. Did he get done for cocaine?
That's what set it back a year, and then he lost on the scale. So 2 times. The cocaine thing literally set the whole process back a year. Like I remember that because he lost it. The cocaine reason is why Yildirim is fighting Canelo today.
Someone's got a bad.
Because had that not happened, then he would have fought Anthony Durrell, took care of him, and continued. Yeah. But no, that happened. They made Durrell versus Yildirim. They say it was controversial. No, it wasn't. Durrell had he landed 50 or 60 more punches total than Yildirim. Yildirim cried, and
his manager cried. His manager cried.
Yeah. And then what happened was they said that the winner of Durrell won the belt. They said the winner of Durrell Benavidez has to fight him.
Durrell is ass. I'm sorry. He's ass.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, now he is. I mean, he can't say shit. He needs to be quiet. Okay, him and his brother.
He didn't do too bad against Benavidez, to be fair.
Nah, dude. Benavidez beat him up.
Yeah,
I mean, but the way that got stopped as well.
He wasn't hurting him.
Like I'm just doing hand actions behind my screen now, just level out. Like, nah, dude, not a chance.
No. I mean, it wasn't like, yeah, he was definitely. It wasn't very, very competitive, but I mean, it wasn't like he didn't do what he did to Jalen Love. No way.
Yeah.
That was getting beat up. He was
going tight.
A whole bunch of punches, not really hurting him, but definitely he was way above him, I guess, in the win. But he got the win anyway. And then I don't know why they didn't make the Yildirim fight. They went for the guy from Colombia or whatever.
Just
doing the Yildirim fight, and then
Oscar Rivas, yeah.
No,
I'm kidding.
The Alexis Angulo guy.
I'm kidding.
Just out of interest, if Canelo and Billy Joe fight, where do you think that fight will take place?
Somewhere in Vegas or Texas again.
Man, do I have to have every Canelo fight now? Far out. Can we leave Texas for just a tad bit?
That's what I was thinking because
why don't we go over to where Mike's at?
That's what I'm thinking because if they fight over here or close to here, Billy, if he takes him to the distance, he might have a chance.
No.
You gotta understand, dude. Like Billy went life and death with Chris Eubank Jr. at not even at world level, guys, at British level. Okay.
I thought John Ryder beat him.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
people have said that.
Yeah, I think Canelo gonna sleep him.
Yeah, I think he will now, Black. I wouldn't have done a few years ago when he fought David Lemieux.
Yeah, he looked real good in that fight.
Yeah, I thought, that's the Billy Joe Saunders what would have beaten him. But for me, he's been too inactive.
Yeah,
too inactive, and like Watcher pointed out, he's had too many troubles outside the ring.
Yeah, and by his own admission, he said he hadn't looked good in the last 3 fights. You know, so I mean, he's not trending in the right direction. You know, thus here come Canelo, ready to sign now. But I would love to see, even though I would love to see David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo go at it, it would not hurt my feelings if somehow Caleb Plant and Jamal got together and had a fight.
Yeah.
That would stop that whole undisputed shit right there in his tracks, because he don't want no smoke with them cats, man. He don't. It's laughable how scared he is, and I used to blame Oscar De La Hoya for it, but now looking at it, since he's been away from Oscar, and especially Bernard Hopkins kept telling him, you have to fight Jamal Charlo. You got to fight him, but he don't want to do it. PBC offered him a 3-fight deal, $75 million, and they mentioned the name Charlo, and he refused. I mean,
it's like, we'll see. Or I'm unsure. Of course, you're unsure because you're scared. Like people say that fighters aren't scared. Believe it or not, there's some guys out there that have a genuine fear for certain individuals, and I think this is one of the cases. Yeah. This is one of them.
Yeah, because he's not going to go in there and have a guy shake his hand, smile, and be his friend. He's going to go in there to kick his ass in a way where I don't give a shit about you. I don't care. I'm disrespecting you. I don't have no respect. And hell with all this gentleman shit. I'm coming here to kick your ass, and that's all I'm here for. He don't want that. He wants guys to come in. Hey, how you doing, Canelo? You got a great career. Wow, I can't believe I'm honored. Man, fuck
big fan. Thanks for the invite. I'm so glad to take part. That's what I wanted to ask you, Laws. Another question here.
Yeah, go on, bro.
You just talked about Billy Joe, but some of these fighters from your country, they might get a decent win or they fight a top name here, and it means the world to them. Why do they have this inferiority complex? Why do they feel they're so much lesser of a human than somebody from North America? I mean, let's be like, if this is what you're scared of, we don't even have our best guys fighting yet. All our guys are playing basketball and football. People don't even watch boxing here. So, like, for Campbell to come over here and just, and then the trainer, let me take a selfie with Canelo and his team and stuff like that. Like, it's like, why? What's the mindset?
I don't think it's the actual fighters over here, Ty. I think you're right about Luke Campbell. I think. But as him as a person, I think he lacks belief in his own abilities of what he's capable of. I agree with you there. I just think with some of the British boxers over here, I just think the type of training what they're doing over. I mean, Cal Brooks summed it up himself. He said, until you actually go to America and spend time in the gyms in America and fight American fighters, he said, the UK is so far behind, as in like training abilities and accommodation and just things what they do. It's more a hell of a lot more forward in the US.
Well, we can send a fighter over there, and they don't have a mentality like, oh, we're fighting a big name guy from a UK. A lot of guys, you know what I mean? Like a top fighter for us is just a top fighter. A top fighter for some of you guys seems to be, or some of the fighters from over there, a top fighter for us is just a top fighter. They're top fighter from America, top fighter from so and so. That doesn't matter to us. We'll fight anywhere.
Well, those are marketing. That's all marketing right there. It's like, you know, and they're nationalists over there.
But it's doing a detriment to the fighters. I'm telling you.
No, I don't think it's detriment. I don't think it's detriment to the fighters. Like Callum Smith just wasn't good enough to beat old boy.
I can see what Ty's saying though, Mike.
No,
because
it's a mindset.
It's not a you can't put everybody and then that you never met before in your life, and then just and define them like that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
didn't say that.
And,
I just said from the fighters I see come over here.
well, you never met them. That's what I'm hitting at. Is like
I'll be back in a minute.
when you meet these guys and you have conversations with them and stuff like that, then you could do that. But you can't really. Well, you can if you want to. It's your prerogative.
Just looking at their interviews.
But like, yeah, okay, that's their interviews. But like I'm saying is like saying that like they're content on losing or that they think that they're below this and that and the third. Ain't nobody coming into no boxing ring.
I didn't say they were content on losing, but they already feel they come into a fight. They already feel they have a chip on their shoulder. Inferior, they feel like they're lower.
Yeah, I don't think that's a lot of. I think that's probably like maybe a couple of guys. Not majority of them. It wasn't Callum Smith. Callum Smith came in there to fight. Like I said, he just wasn't good enough.
Nah,
he just wasn't good enough, dude. Come on.
Nah.
We knew that.
I'm not saying he would have beat him.
We knew that before. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't.
What do you mean?
He just wasn't good enough. Maybe if Callum Smith was training over here, he would be.
But okay, we do have the facilities, but it's not like it's that much above and beyond, man. We live.
It's not the
our money is not in trainer. Like the block.
It's the trainers. It's the trainers. Some of these guys don't know what they're talking about. Don't know what they're doing. Everybody with a towel is not a trainer. Look at Dillian White's trainer. Look at Dillian White's trainer. Who else is Anthony Joshua's trainer training that's worth the damn?
Oh, I wish Loz was here. I was going to tell him about what the coach said about. I might have told Tyrone this. I told you guys this, but the new guy that has joined Dillian White's team said that Dillian White's jab is like Lennox Lewis's jab.
But you see what I'm saying? Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy, right, with the towel talking about this nigga's jab is like Lennox Lewis's? Like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't have the vast majority of the trainers like we had. That's why a lot of people come over here. You know, from Eastern European, Japan, other countries. That's why they come over here. They get with some of these gyms over here to actually learn something different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the big migration that's going on. A lot of these like Kronk gyms, you know, you can almost put a UK stick on it, man. They spend so much time over there training those guys, you know. And you know, Buddy McGirt and stuff like that. They're constantly getting them guys over there, man. And they realize it. They know it is, but they're slowly trying to acclimate a little change with that. But they want to do it without crediting us for actually them having to do it in the first place. See, and that's the problem I have with it, because you should do respect, because fact of the matter is we innovated that sport. You know, it started in the UK, that's fine, but when it got to us, we took it and made it something and put it to a whole nother level. We created that sweet science, these things that everybody's trying to learn, and these little nuances that's going on and stuff that we perfected over years, and we built a hell of a unparalleled boxing tradition. And now you guys want to go over there and compete against us, and you want to set a line up and say, well, Tyson Fury and Wilder thing. And that's basically the backdrop to that whole thing, because it's got to be a UK unification and all of that type of stuff, you know. But he stay in the Kronk gym, you know.
But like, every time we see somebody and we see a boxing match, they always want to preach masterful class performance, right? And because when you look at it, that's the only style they teaching them. The only style they teaching over there seems like it's footwork, jab, you know what I'm saying, and a little bit of defense. But they're not teaching them to fight in the inside. What do you do if somebody clocks you upside your fucking head? You know what I'm saying? They're not teaching them differently. Look at Gerald. It was like for a while, nigga teaching him to do this best form of defense is his back on the rope. You know, I don't understand what you had. Chris Juvenile Jr. came over here, right? He got trained over here. Anthony Yard, F.A. Jabba, Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury, a whole bunch of dudes came up over here and learned some shit. Yeah, maybe they got tossed off and stuff like that, went elsewhere. But F.A. Jabba, too slow, but he learned some shit. He is too slow. Anthony Yard, Nothing but kittens in the cap. Don't like to spar. That's per his mouth. Which I think that was a lie. What's the other dude? That Chris Eubank guy. Him. I don't know what the fuck his problem is. I don't know if he wants to be. I don't know if he wants to be a gangbanger or a boxer.
Oh man.
I think Daniel Dubois got the most unique training. He is taught how to touch his eye, take a knee, and then get up at 10. That's gonna stick in my mind forever now.
Oh my god.
It makes me look a certain way at people when that happens. Even yesterday with Severn, when he got hit with the right hand, he touched his eye a bit. He reached out for a punch and he touched his eye. And then boom, it happened. See, once you get that mindset.
He probably thought his eye fell out.
The beware eye.
Yeah. Motherfucker. I went back and watched them highlights. And I was just like, God damn, this motherfucker couldn't hold that nigga to save his life.
He couldn't.
What were we saying on stream, Blackstar? I'm like, hold him. Hold
Like,
him.
run, something like, move. Like, what did you
Put your
do?
hands up and move.
And next thing you know, I had to say, man, get your ass up.
Yeah, had old Trevor looking good.
Yeah, he did. He made him look like
Trevor
a
is food. He is food.
I mean, you know what? Somebody else said that it's true, but it's like this. Like, I don't think Don gonna let him fight nobody worth a damn, man. Don gonna have him fight Bob Damn Danu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he ranked number 30, ranked number 3 in the WBA or something like that.
Oh yeah, he just jumped up too. Jumped over
He's
Wild.
number 3. Think about it. Think about it. That's the best. That's the best. He better not fight no Otto Wallin. I think Wallin will get him.
Yeah.
I think
he'll scratch the shit out of his eye.
Next month. Waller might lose next month.
Who?
He'll lose next month.
He's gonna get beat by Brazil.
Yeah.
Who?
In
He
my
won't
view.
have nothing for Brazil. And I think Brazil is a buff.
Who?
Wallen.
Oh, that's what's going on.
Yeah, Wallen won't have anything for Brazil.
I don't know, man. If Wallen come in there in shape and can give that same or better performance that he gave, because you know if that loss that he took against Fury, man, that should have told him that, like, at least at the end of the day you hung in there, and you should take more time for this boxing shit, because obviously I'm pretty sure he got $1 million for that, or a pretty good decent chunk of change. I think Wallen can win that, because Dominic Brazil, what are you gonna do? Come up in there with his Urban Dictionary?
Yeah,
he's gonna bring trouble.
Yeah, he's gonna take that and beat Otto Wallen over the head with it.
He's gonna bring trouble to the ring.
He's just
like
gonna be coming
with
forward.
Wilder,
He
and
won't.
like he did with
Wallen won't
Joshua.
have nothing for him. Wallen won't.
Yeah, we gotta see bro. See his mental state, because we don't know what Wilder did to him after that. We gotta see if he's gonna be gun shy now, or you know what I'm saying.
I think he's used
that's the
to
only thing.
getting knocked on his ass. So I think he'll be fine.
He ain't no quitter.
What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
He's been down a lot, so I think he's used to going down.
Yeah.
So
Wilder knocked the S-curl juice out his head.
yeah, he'll just put more in there. He'll just put more or double in there.
No.
Next fight.
That shit had me dying. Like, this idiot gonna go to Alabama, talk shit to Deontay Wilder about a whole bunch of fans. And I saw the video when he tried to, like, come up. Anthony Joshua was trying to be cool, and this dude trying to be like the gangster on Anthony Joshua, like trying to punk him. It's like, oh yeah, I got me a softie right here. Finally, let me punk Anthony Joshua.
What are you talking about, Mike?
Fucking
Joshua,
Dominic
like-
Brazil, dumbass. Like,
Alright.
you
Like-
know,
He's like, I'm not about that life, bro. I'm not all about that life, bruv.
yeah, like you trying to punk Anthony Joshua, then you try to punk Deontay Wilder, and you got exactly what you deserve: an ass whooping
The Wilder
In
one was
public?
worse.
in front
That
of your
was
wife and kids.
Isn't Wilder fighting Martin now, or is that bullshit?
No.
No,
What happened was Wilder had threw out a whole bunch of names out of his hat, just like Tyson Fury and all them other motherfuckers do. And,
yeah.
and these motherfuckers heard one thing and ran off with the talking about, oh, it's a nice comeback fight for. I'm like, what the fuck you mean comeback? Like, he doesn't need to come back or anything. Y'all nigga, the Fury just need to honor his contract. And like, it's just like some dumb shit. Like there's two people in boxing in the heavyweight division as we speak right now, which is Usyk doesn't need to fight nobody to get a shot. Like, he's already the dude's mandatory, right? Deontay Wilder is the top guy, one of the top guys in the heavyweight division. So he shouldn't have to fight nobody to force any of these guys to fight him, because this is a fight that the fans should want to see anyway.
Yeah, well, if he's going to be fighting the likes of Martin and stuff like that, he's getting back down a level.
I mean, that's not down a level. That's like a whole flight of steps.
Well, yeah, well, same thing. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be fighting fighters like that.
Like the whole damn building.
But I mean, like I say, fucking boxing, it pisses me off. Like you've just said, Mike, all this fucking name calling and fighters not fighting each other and shit like that. It's fucking very frustrating. I mean,
yeah.
But just think about it. Think about how all of us can see it, but we can see that a whole bunch of people has been manipulated to think that Ryan Garcia is the shit, and this Pacquiao fight is gonna be awesome. And these people like Earl Spence and Crawford and all those guys, they're nobodies. They ain't fought nobody. It's Ryan Garcia and Pacquiao. That's gonna be the fight. And then you go up over here that Wilder's contract ran out and that Tyson Fury could fight this guy and this and whatever the case be. It's like the media is so fucked up when it comes to boxing. This is why the way it is.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you can't. This is all the reason why it is. You can't say Canelo versus Unum is good and then have all these fuckers around here bumping this shit up like it is. Like, you can't say that, okay, I'm happy for Canelo because he's going to get a chance to be undisputed at 168, blah, blah, blah. He's going to steamroll against fucking who?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what we started off by saying, didn't we? Why is he fighting? Why is he fighting Manny Pacquiao instead of fighting Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, or Tank Davies? It's fucking bullshit, man.
It's like it's like he's scared to lose against those guys rather than
exactly, Mike.
the
Yeah,
old man. He loses against him. He can still.
That old man's gonna whoop that ass.
Yeah, and then he trying to make it like, you know, it's like a guy out there in the battlefield and he's trying to duck the action. So he built a pretty place around him and make it look nice and pretty to avoid the fact that he's ducking. And everybody think, oh, but wow, look at how beautiful the shelter he built around him. Oh, he's in with Pacquiao, but that's not a real fight. It's an exhibition, not a real fight. They even said they was worried about either one of the guys getting a mark on their record. So they made it in an exhibition. So this ain't going to be a real fight. This is a stage fight.
Then according to Ryan Garcia just reneged and said this is a real fight. This is for the belts.
Yeah, ain't no belts.
You know, ain't no belts now.
Maybe for the casuals, you can
listen though. But if these people are doing this, we've already got these fucking YouTubers making boxing fights with. Celebrity boxing matches, and then now you've got active fighters what are doing this shit. Mm-hmm. This sport's just spiraling well out of control, and people are going to pay for this shit and watch it. And it's people like that who are enthusiasing more fighters to do shit like this and fighters to get away with shit like this instead of staying in your own lane and fighting them killers in that division.
No,
Law's gonna pay for it.
I ain't paying for
fighting the real guys.
Why am I paying for that?
Fighting the real guys only satisfies people like us. We're a small percent of, the for them. They're gonna, like I said before, they're gonna weaponize the casuals and convince them that's a real fight. I mean, the casuals don't know the difference between an actual fight and an exhibition. They don't know what an exhibition is. They just know that two people are in the ring with gloves of whatever size. They wouldn't know. They don't care. And you can make it a decaf belt if you would like, and you can put it on, Fight TV or whatever, and people will pay. And I'll have my phone blowing up and all of you guys' phones blowing up by your decaf friends asking you, what do you think about the fight? And is he the world champion now? That's what's going to happen.
And that's the sad thing about the sport of boxing. It does not cater to its true fans. It caters to the casuals, and they give us the middle finger. But we're the very bloodline that keeps them even going. They can't function without us, you know. And for them to do us like this and disrespect the whole honor of the sport and all the great champions of the past, and say that this exhibition, a current fighter talking about in an exhibition.
Facts, Blackstar. Facts, bro.
I mean, a fighter who hasn't even achieved anything. He done nothing. I can understand Pacquiao doing something like that. But Ryan Garcia, there's no grounds for it whatsoever. It's all hypothetical. And they say, well, he's got 8 million Instagram followers. 7.5 million of them cannot even register to vote.
Yeah. Think of a little kid.
Registered to vote. You know what I'm thinking? If he can make it, we should all, you know what? Let's all try to find somebody who's 16 or 17 or something like that. Look kind of like Garcia. You know, give him a fake amateur record and build him up against some bums. And maybe we can do the Ryan Garcia thing. We'll be his managers, his advisors and stuff. I'll do SNC. Me and Laws, we can do SNC for him. Watcher, you can be his manager. Mike, you can be PR. Black Star, you can be the trainer. And
why am I going to be the manager?
Huh?
If I got to be the manager.
We can all make our own Ryan Garcia.
Why am I going to be the manager?
I'm just giving people roles.
Because Tyrone says so. Know your role.
Yeah, stay in your lane, watch.
Guide his career.
You've been told.
Do you want to be man? Do you want to be a cup man or you want to be coach? I'll be a manager. I don't mind. I'll just guide his career, make him fight.
I'm taking the split. I'm taking more the percentage. I'm gonna screw Ryan over.
Manager,
I'm
gonna make sure that they get 2 million, just like Sean Porter should get. Yeah.
Yeah, straight fighting. You want to be the phony Garcia? Okay, we'll start you up. Just how about I'll give you an amateur record of 102-1. Okay, just tell everybody that. Don't change the numbers because they'll get suspicious. And then we'll get you in some pro fights in Mexico and build your record up.
Yeah, like the Watchers. Great, bro.
He just mentioned that then about the 2 million what Bob Arum's offered Sean Porter to fight Bud Crawford. He just mentioned that.
He really did that?
Pardon?
He really just did that?
No, I said someone just said it.
He probably did.
I was
on his podcast.
Yeah, I was
going podcast complaining about it.
Exactly what I was going.
Sean Porter was complaining about 2 million.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying it, Mike.
I don't know. I don't know because I
watched it yesterday.
Yeah, that's an insult.
Okay. So let's say
it's a fucking insult.
Let's say for instance, like what is Sean Porter getting? We don't know, right? But let's just put it like this: like, who's going to fight Sean Porter next?
Hey, see, the sad part is it don't even matter now because they sat around and let the opportunity pass them.
Exactly.
Because,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, who's going to fight Sean Porter? No, like nobody's clamming around like, let me get that Sean Porter fight, homie.
Yeah, no one wants
that. Nobody's tripping. Like, yeah, that's good for Crawford, but if they offer you 2 million, like, you need to win. Like,
that's what he was saying, Mike. That's what Porter was saying. He was saying it's an insult. You can give Amir Khan, no disrespect to Amir Khan, but Porter was saying it's you can give Amir Khan £7 million to fight Crawford, but you offer me two million. He was saying, he says on his podcast, he says 2 million to most people in the world is a hell of a lot of money, but to Porter it's chump change.
Well,
insult me with that.
Well, this is what the guy on the other side that was asking the question should have asked Sean Porter. Was like, okay, so how many pay-per-views have you done in the UK? That's what he should have asked his ass.
That's Porter's saying that, Mike. He was saying if me and Bud make that fight, you know that we're going to sell out that arena. You know that we're going to sell them pay-per-views.
No,
You know,
but
but
what I'm saying is, Cal Brook brings money into the table from the UK.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he fought over here. People know of his name. Sean Porter, yeah, he fight Crawford, a known name. People want to watch it in the UK, but look how long they got to stay up to watch it.
yeah, see the thing about Sean Porter is the money really isn't a factor for him because he made enough and he's set up for after boxing. He looking real good. So for him, his main thing he said after the fight with Errol Spence is that he wanted that rematch, right? Now he done sat around, he got himself in position to really be a major player, to stay up there. And he really had a golden opportunity that he squandered with this. He should have took whatever the fuck they offered him, and I'm gonna tell you why. If he had done that and made, because the thing to me is get Bud in the ring, get him in the ring, and get him off his ass and make him have to do something. You want to get that guy Earl Spence. Both of you say that he's waiting, he's holding on to his belt and he's holding it like a baby bottle with his precious little rag. He don't want to let it go because that's all he got. That's going to get him that Earl fight. Now, if you get him in the ring and you beat his ass, you get that belt and you guarantee yourself a rematch with Earl Spence. But now, sitting back and worrying about figures, which he got a point, don't get me wrong, but if the main goal for you is to get that rematch, you can't worry about the money. Eat it. Get the opportunity. Get the belt.
Very good point.
And Earl just told Ugas, as soon as Ugas got the title, he got right in touch with him. He said, all you had to do is get something that I want. He got it. He got the super title. He got the fight just like that. Earl's sitting over there. I mean, Bud's sitting there. Bud is waiting on that because that's Bud's cachet. He knows that Earl's been after that from day one. Ain't nothing never changed about that. Earl ain't switched the way he's moving. Everything he's doing is according to the plan that he told us from day one. Bud cannot say that. Bud is just sitting there hoping to tip those between the raindrops and not get wet. That's what he's hoping to happen.
Yeah.
But if you force him in there, you're going to expose him. Because I honestly don't even think Bud beats Sean Porter if Sean Porter goes in there really to kick his ass. I mean, I just have to say it. I don't believe in Bud like that, like a lot of guys do. But that's okay. But now you don't even have a play now. The rematch may never happen now.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Black Star. That's fucking bang on. Totally agree with you. Because he's bitching and moaning about the money, but like you say, he should have taken what Bob offered him. I know it's chump change, like you said, but if you get that strap, you've automatically shot straight into a unification fight with Errol Spence Jr. And then you can get that bread money again. Because that fight will definitely sell. Because that for me, was it 2019? That was the best fight of the year for me. That was a fantastic fight, that Spence and Porter.
Everybody already wanted to see it, but now if you add that to it, the rematch is that much more boost up. They're going to do way better than they did the last time, and he's going to get paid so much more money on top of that. And then look what that does for your career as well. You knocked off Bud Crawford, and you kicked off your career after you went through all those killers. Man, you looking awesome. When it's time to go to the Hall of Fame, you walking in with flying colors.
Yeah, and he's got one of the best resumes in boxing. Exactly. He's been in with everyone, hasn't he?
Yeah, even if he loses, he still got that going in. So you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really kill him. And like I say, he's already set up for after boxing. So hey,
the thing that just drives me nuts is this 10% thing. This 10% thing, man.
Get him watching.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. I mean, I've rambled on about it enough, but here we go again, talking about 2017, and all that shit. I mean, 10% can't hold up a fight. Come on, man.
Man. Yeah, it's that's what I mean. I hate talking about that fucking fight, like all this Wilder and Tyson Fury shit. It's fucking boring now. I'm sick of hearing it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, it's frustrating, mate. Half the time, I see headlines on people's channels, and I'm just like, I don't can't be arsed with that. That's why I don't do many live streams now. I've slowed my live streams down because it's nothing to talk about apart from just raggedy ass shit what we hear in the fucking media, innit? He said this, he said that, yet there's no flipping action fighting. He's moaning about him. He's totally ducked him and gone round and fought him. I don't know, man. Pissed me off. But I love the sport because I grew up watching it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to get it cranked back up, though. Don't have no fears, man, because
I hope so, Black.
Yeah, I do believe that Benavidez and that Jamal fight happens, man. That's going to be a hell of a fight to look forward to. That's going to generate a lot of excitement. And matter of fact, they're talking about having it. It was either May or September, whatever. It's going to go up against Canelo, and most people are going to watch that, and they're not even going to watch Canelo because Canelo's fights is subpar. Everybody knows it, so everybody's going to want to see that fight over that fight, and that's where he's going to get exposed again. He's not this huge pay-per-view star. You know, he never releases no numbers. He's on the app. You know, everything is concealed. He's well positioned with these false narratives to never be exposed because, you know, man, I'm disappointed in him because I was a big fan of his and I pushed hard for him when he first fought Triple G the first time. I thought it was a great fight. I said, man, this guy's really trying to make it. He's really trying to do it, man. So I was like, okay, let's see what happens. I don't know if he's going to win, but I think it's going to be a hell of a fight. He went in there, he did what he did and everything like that. And then once he made that deal with the zone and everything went left. And when he went left, I had to keep where I was going on the right. Because it's sad, man. What he could have been if he had stayed at 154 and got undisputed. He'd have came to 160. He could have did it if he stood there and fought the guys that are actually there. Those are the best fighters anyway. You know, everywhere he's running, he's fighting the guys that are good fighters. They have belts, but they don't match up on skill level with these guys. You know, by the opinion of the hardcore boxing fans. So if you stayed there in those two weight divisions and you was able to achieve that, and you would be where you are right now, except you would have all that cachet coming with you, and nobody would be able to question anything about Canelo because all questions would have been answered. Jamal Charlo, I beat him. Andre, I beat him. Triple G, I beat him. Name me somebody, I beat him. That's the answers you want to have as you go out. Like Roy Jones at the end. Roy Jones had to invent things to find people to fight because there was nobody there. He has never been in that position. He's got plenty of guys, but he won't face any of them. And that's the biggest problem.
That's bang on, bro. That's bang on. That's what I mean. Like I said the same thing about Andrade before. I said he's a great fighter. I mean, at different circumstances, but, you know, he's to blame, like you say, for it. Like Canelo is ducked Charlos and fighters like that. Andrade's fucking fucked around with his career and he should have been fighting that. But like you say, if Canelo and not Canelo, if David Benavidez and Jamal Charlo fight, that is a fucking great fight. That's a great fight. Like you say, I don't know, me. It's just a good fight. I'd love Charlo and Andrade to move up to 168. That's what I would like. Right, I'm gonna end it there, bros, because I've got a few things I've got to do. I'm sorry to cut it short, but I've got a few chores what I've got to do and I want to get ready and watch the fight and that. Did someone put in the chat before it's a PBC fight card started now?
Yeah, it's on there.
I'm watching it now. You might hear it in the background.
Right.
Main card doesn't start till 8. I'm really interested to see that the Rock, the heavyweight fight. That's what I want to see.
Who's that, Tyrone? Who's fighting?
Ronnie Rock versus Polite Coffee.
Right.
Both undefeated. There are like up and coming heavyweights. They're like a Jermaine Franklin sort of a deal.
No, the hell they not.
Jermaine
Franklin can't put that damn reefer down.
Oh, classic. Right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna love and leave you. Salute to everyone in the chat. Black Star, absolute pleasure, bro.
Thank you, good bro. Appreciate
I'll
it, man.
swerve through your way, most definitely. Because I keep saying that I never catch you. You always seem to come on over here. It's like, do you still do your Sunday shows? Because that used to be like Sunday tea time, what we call tea over here.
Oh, Sunday. I haven't in a while, but I may crank it back up here shortly. Just trying to shuffle some things around, man, and get some things together, man. Trying to get this channel popping a little bit.
I like your channel, man. I noticed you started doing stuff on football and stuff like that as well, haven't you? American football.
Yes, indeed, man. Yeah, you got to come hang out with me sometime when you get a chance. I know the time frame is a little off, but whenever we can link it up, brother, I'll definitely welcome you anytime.
Oh, respect to you. Peace. Much appreciated, Black. Tyrone, salute to you, bro. Always a pleasure. You know that.
Yeah.
One of my oldest homies on the panel. Been rocking with me a few years now, haven't you, Ty?
I think a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet it's longer than that, Ty, because I've been in this place 13, 14 months, and
Wow.
you was with me when I was at my old house. Way before I sold that. So yeah. Watcher, an absolute pleasure. Oh, salute Kenneth Johnson. Peace to you. Straight Fighter, Mickey Dub. I subscribe to him. Who have you subscribed to, Straight Fighter? Yeah, sub to someone. Right. I'm up out of here. Enjoy the fight, Ty, and enjoy the fight tonight if you're watching it and if you want in the chat. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.